How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are just hours away from the Giants taking on the Washington Redskins in the NFL regular season week number 4. And as always, I'm just here to give you my week 4 picks, as well as a full game preview of the Redskins versus the Giants. But before I get into that, as I already mentioned in my top 5 things to watch for video, I am doing a giveaway on my Twitter. I will be giving away this autographed rookie Devin Bush card. So check out this pinned tweet on my profile to enter and all the information in terms of the giveaway. I want to keep doing giveaways going forward as well. So this isn't just going to be a one-time thing. If we have a lot of interest in this first giveaway, I'm going to keep them coming as we go on and as this channel grows. Okay, so to start off, I feel like I'm going through deja vu right now because I'm starting off week number 4 at 0-1. Haven't been able to pick these Thursday night primetime games. I took the Green Bay Packers. I thought that they would beat Philadelphia, and they were very close to doing so. Rodgers had a chance right at the end. Very frustrating ending. Throws the interception in the end zone. One of these weeks I will start 1-0, but of course I'm starting 0-1, and the rest of my picks, as you can see here, a couple upsets on the horizon. I do believe the Buffalo Bills will beat the New England Patriots in a very hard-fought battle, and I'm also taking the Minnesota Vikings over the Chicago Bears. But now moving along to the New York Giants versus the Washington Redskins. This will be, of course, at MetLife Stadium, and this will be Daniel Jones's first home game. His first time playing as in the starting role in front of the home crowd. Of course, all eyes are going to be on him. Of course, Saquon Barkley is injured and will not be active for this ball game. He's going to be out for some time. Speaking of inactives for the Giants, actually on offense going to be getting some weapons back. Cody Latimer has been taken off concussion protocol by the NFL, so that's great to see. He will be a nice addition to our offense, adding more of a deep threat, a bigger wide receiver to that rotation. Sticking with the offense, though, Benny Fowler, who has been hampered by a hamstring injury as of late, was listed limited in practice. So he is questionable going into the ball game. His status is kind of up in the air, probably a game time decision. Now, if we take a look at the defensive side of the ball, good news and bad news. We are getting back Lorenzo Carter, one of our starting outside linebackers and pass rush specialists. So that'll be huge going into this game. Always good to have him back. He was dealing with an elbow injury, but it seems like he is back to 100% and should be going full force this Sunday. Olsen Pierre also is listed as active. He was also dealing with some injuries, but it looks like he's ready to go as well. Of course, the story on defense this week, outside of the obvious troubles in our secondary, is the fact that both Alec Ogletree and Tay Davis are both not going to be active. Of course, Ogletree injured on a play that didn't even count, injured his hamstring as he was trying to return a fumble. And then Tay Davis, visibly shaken after taking a hit. He has a concussion. He's still in concussion protocol. So both of them are going to be out. So it looks like the Giants will be rolling with Ryan Connolly, who was already a starter anyway at this point, and David Mayo, somebody we signed off of waivers. We're so thin at the position that the Giants actually went out and signed Nate Stupar, guy that obviously the Giants cut initially, and they did have to bring him back just for some depth there. So obviously we're going to be hampered in the middle of the field, which is, as I'll get into, obviously been a hole for us. Now looking over at the Redskins, there are actually some very significant injuries that could impact the outcome of this ball game. First of all, their tight end, Jordan Reed, is in concussion protocol for what honestly seems like the 100th time in his career, unfortunately. He is listed as out for the ball game. And for him at this point, it's not looking good in terms of his future. He's had so many concussions, but in addition to him, another huge guy that is out of this ball game is Brandon Sheriff. Obviously, their big name, big guard, probably their best offensive lineman, does have an ankle injury, and he did not participate in practice all week. He is listed as questionable. but I don't see him getting into this ball game. For our sake, let's hope not. But sticking with their offensive line, they will be without their center as well, Chase Rollier. Hope I said that right. He is currently listed as out as well. So those are three huge pieces on their offense that may not be, well, two that are guaranteed to be out. Brandon Sheriff listed as questionable, but that would be another huge inactive for the Redskins. But perhaps the biggest question for the Redskins is the status of Terry McLaurin. Now, Terry McLaurin, obviously their breakout rookie wide receiver for Washington, currently tied for the lead on the team in receptions and leads the team in receiving yards. He got injured, his hamstring in practice. He was limited and then didn't participate whatsoever in practice on Friday. So his status again is up in the air. He is listed as questionable, but again, another huge inactive and would be a major advantage for the Giants. Obviously a huge rivalry game. Giants-Washington dates back decades now, division rivals, but it could have been even bigger of a matchup if it was a battle between two young rookie quarterbacks instead of just one. Dwayne Haskins, of course, was drafted by the Washington Redskins, but a lot of people believe that the Giants may end up taking Haskins. Obviously, we went a different route and drafted Daniel Jones at number 6, and Haskins was off the board before our next pick. Not like we would have taken two quarterbacks anyway, but at the same time, a lot of speculation that Haskins would have been our guy, and we passed on him, and his reaction was viral at the draft, just shaking his head and laughing it off, and he said he was going to make people pay. Unfortunately, we're not going to see him in this ball game. It would be great. I actually put in my top 5 things to watch for video at Washington 0-3. If this game gets out of hand enough, don't be surprised if we see Haskins in this ball game, and that would just be a marquee matchup. The Redskins are currently 0-3, but this is a classic trap game. This is a game that the Giants cannot let get out of hand. This is a win that we need to grab to get us up to 500. The Redskins are currently ranked number 9. They are a top 10 passing team in the league, currently averaging 288.3 yards passing per game. And it's clear just by watching the Giants play that defending the pass is certainly not their strong suit. But a quick look at the stats, and we are legitimately the worst team in the league at guarding against the pass. Currently ranked 32nd in the league, giving up 332.3 yards per game. That's not winning football. And yes, we've been better against the run, but don't think that boosts us up on overall defense. Currently, the Giants are ranked 31st in the league in total yards giving up, averaging 460.3 yards per game. That is incredible. That is absolutely embarrassing. The next closest team, the team ranked 30th, is nearly 20 yards less than us. Once again, said it in my top 5 things to watch for video. Thank you for the Miami Dolphins, or we would just be in the basement for every defensive category. So it goes without saying, yes, Washington is 0-3. Top 10 passing offense against the worst defense against the pass is a bad combination for the Giants. We cannot allow this game to get out of hand, and we need to take it very seriously. The last thing we need to do is simply look past the 0-3 Redskins and get blown out. I've said this a lot, especially when the move to Daniel Jones was made, and a lot of other Giants fans have as well. Yeah, it's great to have him out there because he does open up the playbook and change our offense completely. But at the end of the day, defense wins championships. And our defense does not look like a championship team right now. You could put up 50 points a game, but if you're giving up 51, you'll lose every single time. I believe we have plenty of power on offense, especially come next week when Golden Tate comes back. Even without Saquon Barkley, I believe Daniel Jones and our offense can get the job done and put up enough points to win. The real question is whether or not our defense can finally take a stand and come out and assist our offense. The key of victory is obviously getting stops on defense and keeping the ball out of the Washington Redskins' hands. Considering the Redskins will be guaranteed to be without two of their big threats on offense, that being their center and their superstar tight end, and potentially them being without two other superstars in McLaurin and Brendan Sheriff, this needs to be a dominant statement win for the Giants, mainly on defense. We need to shut this team down and show that we're not a defense that you can just roll over on. To this point, that's what we've shown, and that cannot continue going forward. Although Washington does have a lot of inactives on offense, they still have quite a few weapons that they can go to. Chris Thompson, their running back, well, he's labeled as a running back, but if you take a look at his rushing stats, not much to show for him there. But in the passing game, he is shown to be huge and one of Case Keenum's favorite targets. Currently, catching the ball out of the backfield is his strong suit, where he has 16 receptions for nearly 200 yards already this season. As I've mentioned, we've been absolutely dominated over the middle of the field and obviously deep downfield so far this season. I fully expect the Redskins to exploit this with these short passes out of the backfield to Chris Thompson and their big tight end, veteran tight end, Vernon Davis, who has shown he's still fully capable of catching and running with the football. We need to shore up that middle of the field, and that's going to be tough. As I already mentioned, we do have David Mayo and Nate Stupar rotating in on defense in that position, maybe not as much experience. And then, of course, Ryan Connolly has been calling the plays as of late. He's got the green dot on his helmet. And as I mentioned, the middle of the field is not the only area of concern for the Giants. Deep downfield has been a huge issue. And it goes without saying, a guy like Terry McLaurin is a bona fide deep threat on every single play, whether he's catching a pass 60 yards downfield or if he's got a quick slant and he takes it all the way. The kid is very talented, and he's been a major threat for them. As I already mentioned, tied for the lead in the team with 16 receptions, and he has 257 receiving yards and adding on 3 touchdowns this season. Washington loves going to McLaurin deep downfield. So obviously, as I mentioned, maybe he won't be in this ball game, maybe he will. It's kind of up in the air. But either way, we need to account for that deep ball, because even if McLaurin's not in the game, they still have Paul Richardson, who, say what you want, our corners are showing time after time that it doesn't matter if you're a superstar. My biggest hope on defense is, much like DeAndre Baker showed improvement from week 2 to week 3, Jornus Jenkins just musters up a huge performance here and shows why he was at one time one of the best corners in the league and just puts on a shutdown performance. Before I wrap things up, my bold prediction for this ballgame, I believe Daniel Jones will exploit the Washington defense, including former Giant and former favorite defensive player of this guy right here, Landon Collins, and he will pass for over 400 yards this game. And second, at long last, I believe my prayers will be answered in this ballgame, and we will see more Corey Ballentine on defense, not just kick return. I'm not saying he's going to be a starter, which he's most likely not going to be. We would probably already know at this point. But I believe if things do get out of hand in terms of Washington just passing all over us, Betcher will have no choice at this point but to insert the young rookie and show what he can do. But that's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and sub to the channel if you haven't already. I hope you enjoy all the games Sunday. Of course, in the aftermath of the Giants and Redskins, I will be posting my full game review and reactions, where I always give my honest and unbiased opinion on what I see. Also be on the lookout for any other postings I have this weekend or throughout next week. Of course, check out the giveaway for the Devin Bush autograph rookie card that I will be doing on my Twitter. All the information will be in that tweet, and I'll see you in the next one.